This is the phlox. It's Prairie Phlox. It's a smooth phlox, and it grows profusely here. And next to it, we have the heartleaf golden Alexander. Heart leaves are actually the leaves at the bottom, not the leaves further up the stem. But the yellow and the purple are really outstanding here in the prairie this time of the year.
And here we have the yellow stargrass. This is Hypoxis hirsuta. It's a very conservative wet mesic prairie species. There are a lot of the Hypoxis here at Searles. This was actually a focal species of the Northern Illinois Seed Share Network, which the Rockford Park District's in with other conservation groups in the in Northern Illinois. And this was a species that we collected a lot last year. It's declining across its range because of habitat destruction, of course. And so we collect the seed here and share it with other partners in Northern Illinois to help conserve the species. And then up here to the right just a little bit is a compass plant. The compass plant is in the Silphium family. And what I like most about the compass plant is in the spring when you touch the leaves and the leaves are really, really cool. That is in part due to the very, very deep root system that the compass plant has. They have roots, 10 to 20 feet into the ground, along with the other silphiums. So the section that we're in right now is considered Grade A wet mesic prairie. This is all original undisturbed prairie. The main species in here is our lead plant, shooting star, and Rattlesnake Master. We've got a couple other species, some phlox growing in here, some puccoon is trying to grow, and it's right on the edge of the sandy soils, and I should say between the sandy soils and the actual sedge meadow itself. And then if we look down here, we can see the lead plant slowly starting to emerge. It's more of a mid to late summer bloom. And here we've got the shooting star. We've got thousands of these in many, many places in this prairie. They're absolutely beautiful this time of year. And a little bit to your left is more of the Hoary Puccoon. The shooting star that's in this prairie is anywhere between this whiter color that you see here of the petals to a very bright pink.
And here we have the Rattlesnake Master. And if you look along the edge of the leaves, you can see all the little spines. And then when it comes up and blooms, it has a flower that has very sharp spikes on it. So this is Rattlesnake Master, this is Rattlesnake Master, that's Rattlesnake Master, that's Rattlesnake Master. They're all over here. And in the middle of this one, we have a compass plant going up and glorified by a few ragworts.
Yellow stargrass.
Yellow stargrass. So this is one of the things about Searles Prairie. You find lots of good plants. And here we have the false cream indigo, which is starting to grow here now. This is the first part of, almost the first part of June. And they will grow much taller. They form a seed pod, and the seed pod, inside the seed, when you shake it, it rattles and so forth. So this is not the Rattlesnake Master. This one is the Rattlesnake Master here, but this is the false cream indigo. Probably the premier plant of Searles Park Prairie. This is the small white lady slipper, and it's very rare, found here in the prairie, right probably within the city limits of Rockford, but it is a really outstanding rare plant located here in Searles Park.
And here we have is the violet wood sorrel.
Jacob's ladder, but we're just a little bit late. These are the seed heads. It usually has beautiful blue flowers and bunches, but it's a little late now, so it's gone to seed. But these are Jacob ladder. Strawberry. Bunch of strawberries here too, wild strawberries.
So what we got here is called rice cutgrass, and it gets that name from the kind of sharper scales, I would assume, on the grass. If you hit it and you pinch it like that and kind of push forward, you can see my fingers get stuck. When you get stands of this, if you're working in the summer, it actually cut up your arms. Over here we've got another type of sedge. This is the seed head. It's just come out of the flowering stage. This is Buxbaum's sedge. If you get a chance to look closely, it's got a little brown patch on the very tip of the seed. And this is a rare wetland species. So here we have one of the Meadow Rues. This one in particular, it'll get about 4 or 5 feet tall before it actually blooms. And it has a very nondescript flower. It'll bloom facing downward, and you see the pollen hanging off of the flower almost. So yep, this is one of the Meadow Rues. So this here is the blue flag iris. This is a obligate wetland species. We've got a pretty decent sized stand here. This iris is sitting in one of 3 standing water wetlands that we have out here. We've got several little ponds. So we're right at the edge of it. Right in front of the iris is some more of the Buxbaum sedge that we'd mentioned before. And a majority of the sedges found in this section here are the tussock sedge. Both of them still really high quality sedges. During the summer months in this small pond area, we'll have a lot of Sagittaria latifolia and some mud plant. Just in that area where a larger patch of the white lady slipper grows. We got a lot of other species that grow throughout the summer too in here. Some of the different native loosestrifes. And here we have one of our wetland goldenrods. This is the Riddell's goldenrod. This is more of a midsummer bloomer. This looks a lot taller than it is now, of course. Of course, next to it, we've got more compass plants. There's quite a few of these guys out here. Real fuzzy, kind of rough leaves. A little closer to me here is one of the wild garlics, I think. This will actually open up. There'll be small red pods on it and a little tiny white flower on the top. And here's the Spiderwort. This is a real small one. These will get about 3 or 4 feet, well, about 3 feet tall, I should say. Real beautiful dark blue purple flower with 3 petals. Those will be blooming here very shortly. Just next to it, you can see this leaf here. This is Prairie Indian Plantain. This is actually doing very, very well here at Searles. It's quite a conservative species. This is another one that we've paired within the Northern Illinois Seed Share Network to help kind of spread its genetic material to the preserve. So here we have these funny looking spiny red balls growing on a pasture. These are called Spiny rose gall, and they are caused by a parasitic wasp, actually. The wasp lays its eggs inside the stem of the rose, and then this is the rose's reaction to kind of that larva growing in. Once it gets so large, it'll eat its way around inside and then eat its way out, of course. And this is the Diplopus bicolor, I believe I'm saying that right, is the name of the wasp that causes this.
Goldenrod galls, caused by an insect that stings the stem, lays an egg in there, and then the caterpillar forms inside the gall, exists over winter, and then the next season it crawls out and forms the fly, I think it is. The little wasp that forms the gall. So there's a number of them here, so there's a lot of goldenrod right in this area.
One of the awesome things about these prairie phlox that grow out here are the different shades that they're growing in. So I've found them everything from kind of what you see here, this kind of purplish color, all the way to a more pink fuchsia, which is just over here to our left. And then you'll find everything in between from a light purple to light pink. And I've even found a white one with little pink spots.
So here we have another color variation in shooting stars. This one is very light, almost white, and this one is darker with the light blue petals. So we have a lot of variation in colors of shooting stars, even though the plants are within a foot of each other. So it's maybe a genetic thing.
And this plant here we've got is called New Jersey tea, another indicator of a high quality prairie.
That's a yellow-throat warbler, and they're common here because it's brushy, short, grassy areas they like. Witchetty.
A few of the other birds that we hear here, we have the red-winged blackbird, of course. Those are pretty common. And here's the other color variation that I was talking about before of the prairie phlox. This has got more of a whiter, maybe a light pink petal with a pink ring on the inside. Here's another color variation. If you look really close, it's actually got pink spots in the middle of the petals.
Here we have a toadflax. The little white blossoms are just starting to open up and so forth on that toadflax, in amongst a bunch of wild strawberries and other goldenrods.
Here's one of our native thistles. It's either a pasture thistle or tall thistle. You can tell the native thistles apart from the invasive ones like the bull thistle or the musk thistle. If you look at the midrib, you don't have a lot of spines. There's some light hairs, but you can rub your finger along it. And then the underside of the leaves are white. And then in front here, we've got another plant in the Silphium family. This is Rosinweed. This will get about 4 feet tall and is a sunflower-like flower, more of a late summer bloomer.
Thanks for joining us here at Searles Prairie. It's been a great day, nice sunshine. We finally got rid of the humidity and it's a nice day here with lots of great plants. Come back, walk around the trails, find all the beautiful flowers. The flowers change as the season changes. So when you come back another month, there'll be different flowers. If you come 2 months later, there'll be other flowers. So thanks again for coming.
Thank you.